What's good? We back with the boxing clinic early morning grind. Y'all know what it is. It's your boy CJ Goodfella, and apparently Jermell Charlo wants to target Jarrett Swift Hurd if they both get past their fights this Saturday. We did the prediction video for both of those fights. Charlo taking on Erickson Lubin, and Jarrett Swift Hurd taking on Austin Trout. Look in the archive for those prediction videos as well. And Jarrett Swift Hurd thinks he gives Jermell Charlo the edge over Erickson Lubin, says that Lubin is faster and sharper, but Jermell is more mature. I disagree with the faster part. I don't see Lubin being faster, or at least that much faster, where he makes it seem like he's just that much faster than Jermell Charlo. Of course, it was it was in text, not a verbal video where he said it, where I can't read the wordplay off of it. But I don't see Lubin being faster, and I'm not even sure if he's sharper than Charlo. But we'll see fight night. And Charlo is hoping that Hurd gets past Austin Trout, and they can do a big unification bout once again, freezing out Erickson out of this situation. And if you're wondering, Jermell Charlo no longer trains with Ronnie Shields, and Erickson is open to fighting Jermell Charlo and making that happen. But obviously, Lara wants to break this title defense record, which I don't know how close he is. And then he wants to, I guess, move up or have Andrade move down and fight him. So he has his eyes, Lara, on Andrade. And Jermell Charlo has his eyes on Jarrett Swift Hurd, which is, after he fought Tony Harrison and won his belt, looked to be fresh meat. And, the new kid on the block, everybody wanted to fight because he looked vulnerable in that fight. But both of these guys have a tough task coming up in front of them. Jarrett Swift Hurd, Austin, no doubt, Trout, who's been around the block and people was kind of writing off. But I think it's going to be a close competitive fight. And Erickson Lubin for Jermell Charlo, with a lot of people is picking Erickson Lubin off of the eye test. And, you got to break down the right tape when you're talking about Erickson Lubin. And when you're talking about anybody that's an up-and-comer like Erickson Lubin, you got to look at the right tape. You got to look at somebody that's comparable to who he's fighting. And I found that tape, you know what I mean? And, if you watch the prediction video, you know what tape I'm talking about. But it's Charlo and Swift Hurd fight. It is going to be, difficult for me to call the fight. Most people look at Swift Hurd and say, well, Tony Harrison was doing this. He just gassed out. Jarrett Swift Hurd right hand is one of the best one of the most wicked right hands I've seen in a long time. It straight lays cats out to the head and to the body. And it's just not like an Adonis Stevenson straight left where he just throws it, in a straight, and he can't hook it or overhand it, or he just varies it up and down like Adonis Stevenson. He can hook it, overhand it, uppercut. I mean, the right hand is a weapon, and his left hand is no slouch neither. He has a nice little straight jab as well. And he's 6'1". He's a legit 6'1" junior middleweight, so he possesses a size problem and a power and a strength issue, and he has some athletic ability. He has some good head and shoulder movement. So his footwork is an issue, cutting the ring off. But eventually he caught up to Tony Harrison and landed that shot. He needs to work on cutting the ring off and become a little bit nimble on his feet. And Jermell Charlo is a good boxer as well. He's very familiar with her. They're both familiar with each other. He's a guy that's trying to become more aggressive. So he's not really trying to box and move. A lot of people think that, he's the weaker of the Charlo twins, but he's really the more skilled of the Charlo twins. If you look at his early fights, he was able to box. He was a counter defensive master boxer. I keep saying that. He fought the tough guys coming up, the Gabriel Rosado, the Demetrius Hopkins, the Charlie Ota. He fought the tough guys that was coming up. He had the good boxing movement. He was a slick boxer. He was kind of like the bridge between Lara and his brother Jamal. He was a little bit offensive, but he was able to be defensive and move his head and balance on his feet. Now he's getting with Derrick James. They building that camaraderie to become more aggressive. And if it all comes together and they're able to peak out and everything comes together collectively and they finally hit their stride and they very peak out, you can very well see Erickson Lubin on his back, And if not, if he's still really trying to make this shit gel and trying to put this new aggressive identity together, you can see it be a little bit harder than what you expect. But I think it's going to come together for him. And him and Hurd would be a hell of a fight, man. Hurd is naturally bigger than him. He's more of his brother's size, Jamal's size. and he brings a nice right hand. You know, most people think Jermell will outbox him after fighting Erickson Lubin. His stock might go up. A lot of people might feel him. But at the end of the day, it's all about styles made fighting matchups. And Jarrett Swift Hurd is a very strong and athletic big fella, you know. And we're going to see in this Austin Trout fight, will he get better? We're going to see how good Jermell Charlo is as well. And then I'll go my opinion from there. But it's going to be a good fight. We gone.